Hey, Feet, walk to that Rita's for an Italian ice.
Hey, I'm the brain. I give the orders around here.
As your voice of reason, I'm allowed a little influence, and right now I'd like to influence my way to that new Jolly Rancher watermelon Italian ice at Rita's.
Yeah, you can even get crushed Jolly Rancher topping on your favorite treat.
That's what I'm talking about. Delicious.
Now you've got the mouth-watering, the stomach growling, the lips are smacking.
Any body parts craving that new Jolly Rancher watermelon flavor, raise your hands.
Only hands have hands.
Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist.
Is a podcast and not a vlog. That should be our unofficial tagline. It's a podcast, not a news vlog. That's my pet peeve for the week. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Quick disclaimer up top. One of my friends is rehearsing in the room behind us. So if you hear clomping around, that's because she's rehearsing. I have a dance studio in my house because I'm too legit to quit.
Fact.
How was your week?
My week was really good. I went to that AAW show on Friday by myself, which was...
How was it getting back?
I took an Uber.
Was it, really expensive?
It only cost me $17 to get from Berwyn. I went to Mike's house because it was closer. And
Okay,
I was like,
you're like, Ubers are expensive.
yeah, I was like, I am
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. And I was like, and the guy was super nice and could clearly tell I was drunk and was like, I'll just let you sit in the back seat and not try and engage you in conversation. And I was like, best Uber ride ever. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
But it was...
I had a really good Uber ride this week, too.
Really?
I got into an Uber with a man who was clearly from a African Francophone country.
Oh, okay.
So he had a really thick French accent, and he kept talking about politics, but all of his politics lined up with mine, so it was a great cab ride.
Great.
And the way he said Hillary was the best. He kept going, Hillary, and I was like, yeah, we can talk like this
beautiful
for a
accent.
long time. He was really fun, and we talked about him emigrating and the different politics from where he's from, and it was just a really interesting, cool cab ride.
Cool.
And he said Hillary was super fun.
That's sweet.
So cheers to Ubers, I guess.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyways,
Awesome.
keep going with AAW.
Okay, so, I went out there by myself after work, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just doing this. This is a thing. It was actually super easy to get to.
Metro?
No, I took the green line and then had to take a Pace bus.
Jesus.
But, yeah. So I went to get onto the Pace bus, and my card wouldn't read, and all I had on me was a 20, and I was like, oh, fucking, you've got it, because it's a student venture card, and I was like, maybe this, I know that their, Pace system is weird, too, and you have to, put money on your card, and so he was like, it's okay, just take your time, that's fine, and I was like, oh, that's so nice of you, Pace driver. For, 30 seconds, I was trying to figure out how to put money on my student card through the website, and he finally was like, what, just go sit down.
Yeah.
There was literally no one else on the bus.
Sorry.
So I think he was like, no one cares. You're the only person on this bus who gives a shit. So he let me sit down. He was super nice about it on the way out. I was like, thank you so much. This is great. So it was really easy to get there and cost me almost nothing. So that was really nice, actually. But the show itself was really good. There were some really great people that I had never seen. Danny Andrews, I think was his name, was one of the opening matches, and he was a fun heel from Milwaukee, and I was like, okay, you're a legit indie wrestler. I was like, if I see you on a card, I would be excited about that again.
Cool.
So that was cool to see new people too. All of the matches were good. Every single one of them.
I'm so excited to go.
Oh my god, it was so great. Jack Evans and Tommaso Ciampa, right?
You did it.
I did it. Okay. Part of the thing was they did video packages because they have a setup for that actually,
Nice.
which was pretty cool. And Jack Evans introduced himself and kept saying, "Your name is unpronounceable, Tammy Chimpampa, Chimpampa." And I was like, "You and I are soul sisters, Jack Evans." But their match was super fun. It was really great and high energy. And I was like, "Psycho Killer, you're my fucking favorite." So that was really cool. Ricochet put on a great match with Sami
And you
Callihan.
got to see him in booty shorts.
Yes. He wasn't in booty shorts.
Oh.
He was in full tights. But man, that ass.
You said that you saw him in booty shorts.
No, I said dad ass dough.
Oh.
which...
My head just was like, oh, his butt must be hanging out.
Oh, no, it wasn't hanging out. It was just great. It looked fucking great. Their match was really short. It was not the longest match on the card, even though it was the main event, which was really surprising. And it ended really abruptly, and I was like, oh, this is... Okay, well, this match is over, I guess. And Moose was there. Moose had a great match, too.
Nice.
Which, like...
How big is he in person?
Enormous.
I mean, I know that he's big. That's his whole thing, but, like...
He was huge.
He moves...
Yeah.
Like, insane for his size.
You know who else moves super well still? Chris Hero.
Really?
Even though he's put on a lot of weight, and that's, like, kind of his thing now, great match.
Cool.
He still moves very quickly.
I'm so excited for the AEW show. Were there women's matches?
No, there were no women's matches.
Okay.
Heidi Lovelace was supposed to be there, but she was on the poster, and so I was like, yay, Heidi Lovelace! But she was in North Carolina for Queens of Combat, and then she fought for the Chikara title.
Right,
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she was not there, and I was like, well, that's sad, but whatever,
Right.
I guess I can deal with this. The most exciting thing about the whole night, which I did not know about when I bought a ticket, is that fucking Mick Foley was there.
I know, I saw that.
I did not know that. When I bought my ticket, he was not on the card.
He was very close.
He
to
was as close as you are to me right now. And they started to announce it, and the ring announcer was like, a WWE Hall of Famer. And I was like, who? What? Who is... And I was...
you. Yeah, because
right.
he was at C2E2.
Yeah, and I was right next to their entrance. Like, I had the closest seat to their entrance. And so I was like, who is this coming out? And they were like, Mick Foley! And I was like, I'm gonna pass out. Oh my god! I freaked out super hard. I almost wore a Mick Foley shirt to the show, not knowing he
What
was
did
gonna
you
be
wear?
there. I wore my Shinsuke Nakamura, the red one.
Yes, which is why you're wearing a Foley shirt right now.
Which is why I'm wearing my Foley shirt today. Yep, I was very excited about it. So he comes out and he's like, this is great, you guys are great, everything's great. And then one of their tag teams,
I'm the best.
I'm the best. One of their tag teams came out and was like, we're gonna fuck with you. And they, what are your last words, Mick Foley? And he was like, I only have one word, Colt! And then Colt Cabana came out and I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna pass out. This is the best thing that's ever happened. And I was in the second row, but I was right next to the entrance, and the very beginning, the first thing that happened, Sami Callihan and his whole group of cronies
Oh,
came
how's
out.
that? It was Sami Callihan versus
Ricochet.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, he and his whole like gang of cronies come out
sorry.
and like had a thing.
Right.
And had like an unsanctioned match or whatever. And Sami Callihan got thrown against the barrier in front of us and was in my lap. Like,
And
I
you're
was...
like, hey, boo.
I was 2 rows back.
How
and
tiny
he
is he?
He's very short, but he's
Oh,
pure
he's
muscle.
muscly.
Just straight up muscle.
Super muscly.
So that was also like, every time anyone came out after that, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna be in our fucking laps. Like, that guardrail, first of all, not secure. Second of all, like, basically useless. So that
just
was,
there for show.
yeah, it was like, don't pass this, basically, is what that was. And so that, I, like, the whole time I was like, man, you guys are in our faces. And so that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I liked that, like, mixing of, it felt very indie. It was
Yeah.
a very indie show. The venue is not big at all. So there were, like, 100, 200 people there.
Cool.
So that was super, super cool. So, like, Colt had his whole match. He had, like, a 3-man tag, and Mick Foley was the special enforcer, so he was an arm's length away from me the whole time. And then after that, he was like, I'm so excited to see all these matches. I'm just gonna sit behind the curtain in a folding chair, just watch everything. And so he spent the rest of the show 5 feet away from me. So, like, the whole show, I just kept looking over, and there's Mick Foley peeking out behind the curtain, and I was like, ah!
I love that he loves, like, good wrestling.
Yes, and, like, was so excited about it, and he was like, I know everyone wants to meet me, let's not do this in intermission, I will stay as long as you want afterwards, and I will meet every single person while they take the ring down. And I was like, God, you're so cool.
Did you meet him?
No, I was way too drunk at the end of the night. Beer was $2.
Oh, yeah, you were drunk.
I was drunk. I had 4 beers in like 3 hours, so I was drunk. I had 2 cheeseburgers that day because I wanted to prepare for how drunk I was going to be, so I at least did that. That was good. I met Colt Cabana very briefly. Did not pass out, which
Good
was
for
good.
you.
But here's a fun story. So I went to meet him. I was smart enough to bring cash this time so I could buy a shirt.
Did you buy a shirt?
Yes, I did. I bought a shirt. The new one, the new live from the studio with all the like graphics on it.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'll have
It's
to look.
pretty cool. I'll wear it
just
next
wear
week.
it.
Yeah, I'll wear it next week. So we're like chatting. He shakes my hand. He's like, what size are you? And I was like, well, what sizes do you have? And he was like, well, I'm small through 3L. And I was like, I'm a small. And he was like, yeah, I kind of figured you were a small. It's like, no kidding. Thank you for noticing. And then he shook my hand again a second time. He was like, so what's your name? And I was like, oh, I'm Aaron. And then I hear behind me, Aaron from Not Your Demographic? I was like,
oh my god, famous.
I was like, what the fuck?
Were you like, yeah?
Well,
hair flip.
I was just like, what? Oh my god, because he gave me this look like, what the fuck is happening?
You were like, I also do a podcast. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, yes, it is me. And I was like, bye, Colt Cabana. Like, turned around and ran. So I got to meet one of our fans, which was super great. I gave him one of our buttons. And I was like, this is just funny that this timing happened at this exact moment.
With like the king of wrestling podcast.
Right, exactly. Like,
that's so funny.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So overall, it was just like, everything about it was great. I'm super excited to go to the show next month. Like, we're going to have a great time.
Yay, and it's in Logan Square.
Yeah, like, it's going to be way easier to get to. I am, like, all about AAW now.
And if we get super drunk, I'll just be like, hey, Nora, we're walking to your house. We're going to sleep on your couch.
Right, exactly. Like, it was just... Everything about it was great. It was like everything I could have possibly asked for.
Oh, that's so great.
Very, very cool. I also had a really awkward interaction with Ciampa afterwards where everyone was like filing out or like filing into McFoley's queue, but you had to walk past all the merch tables to get out.
Right.
And so everyone was like waiting in this line and I look over and I'm just standing next to Ciampa, like this close to him.
And you're like,
and
yeah.
we like made eye contact and I was like, your match was great. You're great. Stay great. And then we just made awkward eye contact for like 15 seconds because I couldn't move. I literally couldn't go anywhere.
Stay great. I'm going to stay right here.
Right? And I was like, oh God, you probably think I'm a ring rat. Oh geez, what do I do? I also realized, like, would I like to be a ring rat? Yeah, I'd love to fuck some wrestlers. They're super good looking. Could I ever be a ring rat? No, I'm the most awkward human being possible. Like,
you are rough.
I am rough. I'm a rough.
I watched your first interaction with Colt Cabana. It was tragic.
It was so tragic. All of it's tragic. Like, if I put in the time and effort and was not a horribly awkward human, I could probably be a ring rat. But I just, no. That was the moment in my mind where I was like, yeah, nah, that's never gonna happen. That was also kind of nice to be like, all right, well, never again.
There's such weird names for, like, groupies in different, like, circles. Do you know what the one is for people who fuck exclusively comedians?
No.
Chuckle fucker. Isn't that funny? A friend of a friend was like, oh, I'm bringing my friend, old Chuckle fucker. And I was like, what? And she was like, oh, yeah, she only fucks comedians. I was like, oh my god.
I love it.
Joke. Moving along. I mean, those are not... I mean, I know that those names are only technically supposed to be for women, but they could be for men too. It's just like...
absolutely.
Whoever you fuck.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Those
You can have male groupies.
Yeah, you can have male ring rats. That's for fucking sure. Want to get to some news?
What about my week?
Oh, that's right. What about
How
your
rude. We talked about your week for like 10 minutes.
I
My
know.
week means nothing
I'm
to you?
sorry. I'm so hyped up on adrenaline from this show still that I'm like,
It was like 5 days ago.
I know. It was just so great. I'm sorry. How was your week?
My week was good. Thanks for asking. My week is a lot of prepping for our Plan 9 show. And if you're in Chicago, please come. It's the first 4 Fridays in April at Uptown Underground. Check it out. Plan 9 Burlesque. Wink.
Wink.
Prepping for that. And I wasn't going to go, but I went to see 2v2 on Saturday. Which, because conventions are fun, but they cost a lot of money.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
And I'm starting a new job on Monday, preschool. But I don't have tons of money right now, but I was like, you know what, I'll go. And I had a really good time. I did a low-key cosplay as Death from Sandman. I was like,
nice.
Should I have in my closet? A bunch of black and a black parasol? I got this. I have an out and cross? Great. So I went with Marie Curiosity, who dressed up like Poison Ivy, and we walked around. It was super fun. I brought a bunch of Not Your Demographic pins, and basically I just scouted out fans who looked like chill wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody was
there
wearing...
are a lot at C2E2.
Yeah, if somebody was wearing, like, a Bailey shirt, I was like, yeah, here you go. Here, come listen to our podcast. Or a New Day shirt. There were a couple that I was like, ooh, not gonna give it to you. And I was walking around with Marie, and we walked past the headlock table, and it had Mean Gene, the Godfather, dressed in full pimp gear.
Oh, jeez.
And Mr. Anderson.
Oh.
And she was like, whoa, there's a wrestling link, give them buttons. And I was like... I am not giving a feminist wrestling podcast button to the Godfather in pimp gear, Mean Gene, and Mr. Anderson, who is signing autographs and has a huge beer in his arm signing autographs. And I was like, dude, you just got fired. Like, take it down maybe a couple notches. It is 1 p.m. Get your shit together, bro.
Oh, jeez.
But it was really fun and most people I gave buttons to were like, oh, cool. The guy wearing the Bailey shirt, I gave it to him, and then he came up to me later, and he was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm definitely gonna, like, listen. And we talked about, he was like, every time I watch the Bailey-Sasha match from TakeOver, I cry. And I was like, oh my God, I cry too.
Our soul recognizes your soul.
So if you're listening, hi, new fan.
Yeah.
New friend.
Super exciting. We also have some news for next week. Because of the Plan 9 show...
we're in Tech Week.
Yeah, we're going to be in Tech Week.
Aaron is our Raptor.
Yeah, I'm the Raptor. I will also be there. I will be in a short dress and some heels, if you'd like to see that. So,
Star Trek uniform.
yeah, that's right. I will not be taking my clothes off, but I will be there, and we'll probably be drunk. So, it'll be super fun.
But you want to be what would be the burlesque version of a ring rack? You only a glitter whore? No.
I don't know. We'll have to think about it.
Okay, we'll think about it. We'll get back to this.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. If anyone has suggestions.
Yeah, because we're in Tech Week next week, Aaron and I will not be doing a traditional episode. We're going to talk about Aztec Warfare and do our TakeOver and Mania predictions on Sunday. We'll still release on Thursday, but we won't talk about the Go Home show, and it will be a shorter episode. But we'll have a longer episode, I'm sure, for post-WrestleMania. Yeah. It's just... Their Tech Week lined up with our Tech Week.
Happened to work out that we're going to be in Tech Week in the 1 week that we probably should have a show.
And the Plan 9 show is on TakeOver, so.
Yep. So we will not be watching either of our wrestling boyfriends make their match debut because we're going to be at the show.
But we'll watch it after. We'll watch it right after.
Yeah.
The show is important.
The show is important.
And it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
So fucking check it out if you're local.
Yeah. And if you don't want to miss seeing TakeOver live, we understand. It runs every other Friday in...
Not every other Friday.
No.
It runs the first 4 Fridays.
The first Friday. I meant every other, and then I realized there's another Friday that
also saying every other seems like you're skipping.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that was unclear. The first 4 Fridays in April, the show is up. So if you are going to watch TakeOver live, come the next week.
Yeah, plan9burlesque.com.
Yeah.
Let's talk about news. Before I do our fun little news noise, just a disclaimer. We use the word news because it's news that we've consumed. We are not a news podcast.
Not at all.
If you come at me or come at Aaron and you're like, your facts are wrong, we never said that they were right. They are facts that we have got from the internet, from other people.
Right.
And then we talk about our feelings about them.
Mm-hmm.
This is a feelings podcast, not a fact podcast.
Right.
All right?
Exactly.
If you got something to say,
we got a GIF ready for you.
We have a GIF ready for you. Or a block. I've been on that black button lately.
That's right.
Tink, tink, bye.
Mm-hmm.
I use the internet for fun. If you make my internet not fun, bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. That's Shelly Deathlock is like that. She's like, "Oh, bitch, I will block you so fast." And
you
I'm like,
mean
respect.
nothing to me.
Exactly.
I put up a photo today, and it's me doing my CM Punk number, and it's a picture of me GTSing my bra, so like my, boobs are out because it's burlesque, and I have big Chicago stars on them. And some guy just tweeted at me, "Hey, nice boobs," and I was like, it's not even a
Block.
good retort. Block. But I was tempted to be like, duh. And then I was like, no, that's just adding fuel to the fire.
Yes.
And then, I looked at his Twitter, and it was like just him harassing women. And I was like, oh, yeah, bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. Thanks for the compliment, but like, ew.
But fuck yourself.
So, yeah, just a disclaimer up top. Also, I made the mistake of reading some of our like comment section on Cage Side Seats, which I'm very excited to be on Cage Side Seats, but like, some Joes don't read comics. One person said that there was, we had like unbearable voices.
Well, of course, if you don't like women, you probably find all women's voices annoying. I don't give a fuck. Like, straight up. I don't give a shit.
So, yeah. Sorry that we thought we just assumed Paige still had a concussion because we don't watch Main Event.
Yeah, true.
Sorry you watch Main Event, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Sorry
the last time I'll be reading the comment section and getting a little fired up. So we'll never have to deal with that again.
Yep.
Time for news. Just a little disclaimer up top.
Well, first, let's start with some TNA news.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode and Eric Young asked for their releases, and they will be on upcoming episodes because of the tapings, but are no longer with TNA.
Which sucks, because I like seeing them all the time, but if it's good for them, they both seemed pretty... Eric Young seemed really positive about it. He was just like, I wasn't happy there, but I'm grateful for all the stuff. And Bobby Roode was like,
Yeah, Bobby Roode was like,
done.
It's been stale, I'm done, whatever.
Right.
But, like, neither of them were really dicks about it, which is nice.
No, which is nice. I am curious to see if James Storm stays, though, because he just came back back for beer money.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is weird. So
I wonder how long his contract is.
Yeah. That was my first thought, and I was like,
I didn't
ooh.
even think about that.
That was my first thought. Well, my first thought was, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to see them every week anymore. And then I was like, oh, but if it's good for them, then I was like, ooh, James Storm, bad timing.
Yeah, seriously. And, like, there's rumors that they might be going to WWE, but to do God only knows what. They've got so much fucking talent there right now.
I mean,
but,
they
like,
could be on the main roster. They don't have to go to NXT.
Yeah, that's true. I doubt that they would send them to the main roster, though. They've got to rub the TNA off of them before they can send them to the main roster.
Did you watch Edge and Christian's totally awesome Reeking show or whatever?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, I watched every episode except for the one that premiered last night because I fell into that hole, and I actually think it's very funny. The format is flawed. The format is not good, but the individual sections are really good, or segments are really good, and Christian makes really funny, like, under his breath marks the whole time. He's the funnier one.
He is definitely the funnier.
And the cuter one.
He's always been the better looking and funnier one.
But everyone, I feel like popular opinion is different than ours.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Do not understand it.
Like, all about Christian.
Yeah,
Way more
I mean,
for
Edge
Christian.
is great too.
I mean, yeah, I love Edge.
I totally forgot about the Brood though when I was watching that.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I would watch a Best of the Brood series. I would totally watch that. Look, I went through a hardcore vampire phase. We don't have to talk about it. Not surprising to anyone that I went through a vampire phase.
True.
What were we talking about? Now I'm just thinking about vampires. On that show, they had like a little segment with AJ Styles, and they were like, this segment was called Will WWE Talk About It? And the first one was talking about the Bullet Club. That was the question. And then they were like, yes, WWE will talk about it. And then the second one was like basically a rip on TNA. Mm-hmm. It was like, will they talk about the years that AJ Styles spent at this company from X and Y and was the champion? And then they all took a pause, and then they all just started laughing. AJ Styles, too, and he was like, yeah, and they shouldn't talk about it. It's not good. And I was like, oh, this is funny, but weird and sad, but also really funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, you should watch that show. Zack Ryder has some really great moments on that, too.
Oh, man, Zack Ryder
He's having a good week.
having a great week.
I'm having a good week because of it.
Yeah, for real. Ugh, I'm having a good week because of his beard. Damn. Okay, anyway.
It's so much darker because he puts so many highlights in his like main hair, which is fine. Like, that's his whole deal.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, me too. Other exciting news, okay, so the only reason I considered staying and talking to Mick Foley is literally because I wanted to say thank you for deciding to donate your brain. And I was like, I'm way too drunk for this.
Thank you for sending down your brain, bro.
Bro. But that did happen this week. Mick Foley pledged to donate his brain after he passes away. He said it was a very difficult decision. I'm not surprised. I bet it would be very difficult for his family. Is going to be very difficult for his family when they find out that he has lots of damage to his brain, because he does. Like, we kind of already know that.
Mick Foley
took some very dangerous shots.
Yes.
A lot. So it's not surprising.
Many times.
Many times. And also, in addition to Mick Foley, Jeff Hardy has decided to donate his brain too, which is...
I mean, I think out of the people who have come forward, like, those two are, like...
Yeah.
Good gets.
Yeah, good gets for sure.
Mushy brains.
Yeah, and I also feel like they're kind of... It's so weird to say this because we talked about it on the podcast about how great this was that Kevin Nash had decided to do this, but he really opened the floodgates. Like, it really seems like everyone was like, oh, fuck, Kevin Nash decided to do this? Maybe I should seriously consider it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like Mick Foley and Jeff Hardy are like that next step, too, where it's like, you guys kind of know. You kind of know that you have this.
Right.
You're just holding out, hoping that things go well, basically, until you die. And the other thing that's nice about this class of people these 4 guys who have all come out and said they're going to donate their brains, is that they're not young. Like, they're all late 40s, early 50s, and wrestlers die young. Like, that.
Yeah.
Within, like, the next 10 to 15 years, all 4 of them are probably going to be dead, which is horrible and scary to think about.
The likelihood of them passing away prematurely is much higher.
Right.
They might not be dead.
Oh, right. They might not, but, like, the average age for a wrestler now is, like, 62, 63. Like, it's, especially for Kevin Nash, it's, like, coming up pretty fast. And so this is, like, also really good that they're acknowledging, like Paige could pledge to donate her brain, but she's 23, and
Right.
so that, like, there's a lot of time ahead of her, and so it's nice to see these guys who lived through the Attitude Era and took very dangerous bumps a lot, pledging now to donate their brains, because in 5-10 years, that's going to be a reality, and we're going to learn a lot from them, so that's really, really exciting. In less exciting news, something that...
I didn't see this, and this is, like, gonna hurt my feelings.
Oh, it's gonna hurt your feelings. I was very upset about it. Here's the danger with being on the internet and following a bunch of wrestlers and really enjoying wrestling Twitter. Sometimes people are big pieces of shit. And
Sometimes people you like are big pieces of shit.
Yep, and it can be really, really disappointing when it happens, and that is something that happened. Okay, so Dolph Ziggler tweeted something really insensitive.
Was it one of his things where he's like he thinks he's being funny?
Yes, he thought he was being funny, and it made it way, way worse. Yeah, okay, so what he originally tweeted was, it was on St. Patrick's Day, and it was like, "No, you've changed St. Patrick's Day. Kayla's green, and so is my Prius. When you puke later, do it like a grown-up to be skinny." Yeah. And somebody responded and was like, "Dolph, what the fuck? Eating disorders aren't funny. Your joke isn't edgy. It's just insensitive." And his response was, "You think that's edgy? That's sad. Make sure you don't read a newspaper or TV or ever the internet. It's a scary place." And so the guy responded...
Instead of just being like, "You're right, that was like a thoughtless joke."
Just immediately got back in his face. So the guy was like, "For real? That's your argument? Sorry that I don't appreciate someone I looked up to mocking my eating disorder." And his response to that was...
Oh, no!
Oh, yeah. Was, "I've eaten many desserts and threw them to feel better. Chill out, bro. Go check for spelling errors in other people's tweets." I was like, wow, that was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't talked about this on the podcast, but I've talked about it openly a lot. I have a really serious eating disorder, and eating disorders, anorexia, and bulimia have the highest mortality rate of any mental illness. They kill more people every year than schizophrenia, than bipolar disorder. They wreck your body. They kill you from the inside. And so
I think people sometimes think of eating disorders in a very, like, Saved by the Bell way.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, you want to know what an eating disorder looks like, watch an intervention about eating disorders.
Yeah.
It's scary as fuck.
Yeah, it's horrible.
They're scary.
They are very scary, and, like, they will fuck you up. And, like, I have gone through some really serious bouts and lost a lot of weight very quickly because I was really unhealthy, and, like, I could have died. Like, my hair started to fall out. I was so unhealthy. Like, it is a very real thing, and I didn't know. I didn't even know I had an eating disorder at the time. And so if I had seen something like this, like, whatever, that's flip, I eat dessert and throw it up because I'm a wrestler, like, that furthers that idea that it's not a big deal, and that the idea that I throw up just to be skinny and I'll be skinny enough someday is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous, especially from somebody who presents himself as a babyface and as somebody who is, like, relatable to the fans. To just openly mock eating disorders like that, like, filled me with a rage that I cannot explain. Like,
that sucks.
It made me really, really upset.
It's one thing, and it's like, the thing that really sucks about it is that, we have a tendency to, as humans, to say insensitive things sometimes and wrong things.
Yeah.
But when called on your shit, to be like, oh yeah, maybe that wasn't sensitive. And, like, there are times when people are just being crazy PC. Like, there are times when people are being just PC police. And
absolutely.
there are times when it's, like, legit.
Yeah. And that was one of those, like, okay, you fucked up, and then someone called you on it, and
then you just got shitty.
Got doubled down on the shitty. And, like, it really tainted my perception of him. Like, as somebody who has been kind of for Ziggler, I like his look, I think he's a great wrestler, I've supported a Ziggler push for a long time. I kind of don't ever want to see him on my screen again. Like, I'm real burned by that. That was like the final straw for me. So it was really disappointing. And, like, I hope that kind of shit doesn't continue to happen.
Yeah.
And especially in the fucking wrestling community where, like, eating disorders are a problem. Like, when the whole culture is about physique and, like, your body looks beautiful and you have to be on television, like, that's a real problem. And to see somebody be so flip about it is really upsetting.
It is really upsetting. So, let's just wash your hands of that real quick.
Yeah, seriously.
In really positive, good news, the internet indie wrestling community, or community of indie wrestlers,
yes,
raised how much money?
$1,000.
For Flint water
It was for the Eastern Michigan Food Bank providing supplies for the Flint water crisis. There's a group of independent wrestlers that picks a new charity every month, and through GoFundMe tries to raise money and donate it to these all of the money to the charities. They don't keep any of it. And this month it was the Eastern Michigan Food Bank for the Flint water crisis, and they met their goal and had at least one person donate very generously, who we will allow to remain anonymous. But like, it's really nice to see, in contrast to some people being huge dickbags, some wrestlers are doing really, really great work and really care about people. And so that was very, very nice to see.
Is that a good palate cleanse?
Yeah.
You ready to move on to some wrestling?
Let's move on. I'm yelling at me to be work on top of it.
Just because I'm doing 3 things at once, I'm working.
All right, fine. All right.
Oh, we're working today.
I'm opening this. Nailed it.
So you watched NXT today.
Yes, I did. I crammed that shit into my work break today.
Did you listen to Nakamura talk, though?
Yes, I did. It was...
Does he have a baby voice?
It was so quiet, I couldn't really hear what he was saying. So, I think that he just has a very quiet voice.
Okay, I didn't know if that... Because I don't watch New Japan. I didn't know if that was like an affectation, like a thing that he does.
Oh, no. I think it was just him talking quietly in a weird cell phone video.
Okay. Because I was like, oh, I mean, if that's a choice, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't really hear him at all, so I doubt that will continue.
I wrote that William Regal is nailing it.
Oh my god, this was like the William Regal show.
It really
I was
was.
so excited about it.
It really was.
We got to see him
That
so
guy.
often. Oh god, he just looked delighted beyond words when he introduced Nakamura as Sammy's opponent too. Just like, this is your opponent. Big shit-eating grin. See y'all later. Bye, Felicia. It was great. I was very, very excited about that. And like, it was nice too to see Sammy come out and be like, yeah, I fucking worked my ass off. Dev pointed this out to me at Raw last night. They like low-key had an Iron Man match that they didn't
advertise at all.
Didn't advertise at all. And I think that was really, really smart, because it would have taken away from the women's Iron Man match for them to have advertised it that way. And so to put it as a 2 out of 3 falls, but then give them the time as though it was an Iron Man match.
Right.
The more I think about that Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe match, the more I like it. And the more I'm like totally on board with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was smart.
Yeah, it was just like being so surprised by the fact that it was the whole episode that I think really took me out of it, and being sort of not involved in that storyline anymore. Now looking back on it, like, that was a great match, and we really didn't give it enough credit last week.
Fair.
But like, I'm glad to see Sammy come out too and be like, it's also weird because like, he's on the main roster now.
Yeah, he has a match at TakeOver, and he's in that ladder match, the Icy ladder match.
Yeah, so he's gonna be on Friday and on Sunday, and like, I thought about that too. Like, that's smart that like he has that day to recover too. Like, he could have done it back to back because he's an indie star. That's a thing that he is used to probably. But that they also planned that, like, yeah, we can make this work. That I think that was smart, and I think it's a great way to attract people who are into Sami Zayn to WrestleMania, and not that you need to, but that like that will drive that excitement towards WrestleMania, and also people who are now invested in Sami Zayn from the main roster will go watch his Nakamura match.
Man, the card for TakeOver is like 1,000 times better than the card for Mania.
Oh my god, have you seen that meme of the girl crying that says Dallas TakeOver sold out, going to WrestleMania instead?
Oh, that's really funny.
I was like, and
right. Sad.
Accurate.
I like the way that they're building up the tag division.
Yeah.
How they're like using, like, they don't want to squish the hype bros, so they're giving them enhancement talent, but it was still a good match. Also, Zack Ryder, talk about Zack Ryder again. Cut.
Oh, dude, he looks great. He looks
was like,
so good.
I mean, he's always been muscly, but I was like, whoa.
I think they're also... I know that he wasn't originally supposed to be in the Intercontinental match. It was supposed to be Neville, and he took his spot because Neville is injured. But I also think it's really smart that they're doing that, because I feel like it builds Zack Ryder up and it gives him this like credibility on the main roster again, so that when they do move the hype bros up, it'll be a bigger deal and won't just be like, what the fuck is this jabroni doing here with his new partner?
This crazy.
Right. I feel like I think that it's in the long run, it works really well for what they want to do with that tag team, because I feel like they do want to keep them together long term, because what are they doing with either of them? Absolutely nothing. So I think that that'll be cool to see them. Is he gonna have a match at TakeOver? Does the hype do the hype?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, if he's also doing double duty, that's like crazy.
No. I think the tag match at TakeOver is Gable and Jordan versus Dash and Dawson.
That's right. You're right. That is correct.
That is correct.
Yes.
They said women's division again.
Yes, they have been saying women's division on NXT for a while. They really...
Well, they flip-flopped for a while. This is the first episode that I've noticed that they didn't say the word diva at all.
Well, they call Eva a diva still, because
Really?
she's on Total Divas.
Ah, yes. That makes sense. Maybe I just blacked that part out.
Oh, yeah. Basically everything that she does, I'm like, whatever, I don't care.
She didn't totally ruin the match.
That's true, she did not. She was not
It wasn't
good.
a good match, but, like, it wasn't ruined. It wasn't,
Right.
like, totally botched or anything. So that's an improvement, I guess.
Mhm. And I told you, too,
Small miracles.
before we went on the air, there was at least halfway through that fight, I didn't have anything to say about her, good or bad, except for her hair looked very nice. And she clearly got a new dye job, and it looks really good. And I was like, all right, well, you know.
The thing on Total Divas tonight is Mark Carano telling her that he thinks that she should dye her hair blonde. They're like, let's take away all your marketing value. All right, everything. Let's dye your hair blonde. Because he wants her to match Mandy. Because Mark Carano is not only sexist and gross, but is really dumb, I guess.
Why?
I know it's a fake storyline, but still.
What in the world?
What in the world?
You already took away all of her red clothing. Her tagline makes no sense at all. So.
Got red banners on it. It's like black with red outlining.
Oh my god. Oh, I wish you guys could see my face right now. It is unpleasant.
I like that they're adding new women all the time. Deanna Purrazzo has no charisma.
I like her as a wrestler, though.
I like her as a wrestler too, but I was just like, come on, girl, you gotta step it up a little bit.
Did she have some kind of backstage thing? Or
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I did not watch that. I skipped all of that backstage stuff.
She had a backstage thing with Emma and Dana.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
And
I'll
she
have to
was
go back
just
and watch
like, yeah, sure. Nope, you're wrong. I got this.
it. Yeah.
But like next to Emma and Dana, who are like just the best heels right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is funny to say, because Dana was bad on the mic for a long time and is very good now.
No, but Dana like learned.
Yes, that's the thing about Dana,
Like
is that she learned.
It's developmental, and she learned.
Yeah, that developmental system really works for her.
For her,
and
yeah.
She is making the most of it, and that, like, I've said many times, I've done a total 180 on Dana Brooke.
too.
While I was watching it, I was like, I fucking miss Dana.
Yeah, I want her in the ring.
Never in my life thought that I would think that. Her terrible fake punches her first match, and then now I'm like, when are you coming back? I miss you.
There are some people on the main roster who do shitty punches.
Charlotte.
Shane O'Mac? I know it's his, like, thing, but just saying.
Those weird, like, skippy punches.
Yeah.
Who are you even hitting?
Just hitting there. Just hitting the demons. I thought the match Ciampa had, it was short, but I was happy to see him and baby Randy Orton. Right?
What was that guy's name?
Sorensen.
Sorensen. He was very good looking.
He looked exactly like Randy Orton.
He's a very good looking man.
Yeah,
I
we
was
all
like,
know
whew.
they love Randy Orton.
I mean, Randy Orton has the best thighs in the business, followed only by Finn Balor.
What about Ricochet?
I mean, that's true. Ricochet has one of the best asses in the
We
business.
should make a best ass flow chart.
Ooh, yeah.
Do we make it intergender, or do we have two?
I think we should have two. The man butt is very different than lady butt. They can be similar, but are definitely different. That's for sure. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know who's got a good lady butt? Naomi.
Oh,
Nick, we were watching the other day, and she came out, and Nick goes, oh. And I was like, what? He was like, nothing. And I was like, what? He was like, she's got a really nice butt. And I was like, yeah, I know that.
Hello.
Nice hair, nice butts.
total package.
The best. Did that weird backstage spot with what's the guy's name? Chris Lee.
Oh,
What's his
Chris
Todd?
Chrisley.
No,
Todd.
Chrisley.
That's right.
Me and Nick used to watch that show because we like shitty reality television.
Hot mess.
It's not that it's a hot mess. It's that he is uncomfortable. And then we did some research about him, and we were like, well, we can never watch that show again.
You didn't know who he was?
Yeah, and then we did research, and we were like, nope, this is a show we cannot watch.
Yeah, he makes me uncomfortable. It's funny, but, like, once you know who he is and what he stands for, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, no thanks. No thanks, brah.
Not great.
Yeah.
And then there was the finale, the main event, which was Eva and...
That wasn't the main event.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
No, the American Alpha versus
yeah. I think I stopped taking notes in that because I was watching, totally engaged. It was... Even the women's tag was the end of my notes. But, you're totally right.
Yeah.
The women's tag match was fine. It set
it
up
was
stories. Good. It wasn't anything to write home about.
Yeah.
Watching Nia leg drop on Eva, though, was pretty great.
Hell yeah, that was great!
Ka-dunk.
Oh, it was great. And it was great, too. That was, the only thing that Nia did. And so it was great to see her be like, oh, fuck, I done fucked up. It was great. And, I would watch I would watch Eva take a leg drop any day of the week. Any day. So that was great.
The main event was really good.
It was really good.
It was super good.
I like
the old-timey guys.
The old-timey guys. I was
going
to ask, how does Nick feel about the old-timey guys now that they're actual villains?
I don't think he's watched since they've turned.
Okay, all right.
Because he asked about the old-timey guys when we were watching Roadblock. Because I think the last one that he watched, it was after Brooklyn Takeover, maybe?
Oh, wow. So it's been a minute.
Yeah, Nick doesn't watch NXT
That's right. You told me about that.
He just liked the old-timey guys.
Yeah. I like them as heels. I think they're
like them as
really
heels,
good heels. And their tag team name makes way more sense.
The Pod Villains.
Right.
It was such a good match, though. And it went back and forth really well. There were great, almost pins. Mm-hmm. I think everyone in that match looked phenomenal. And, I really hope that American Alpha gets it.
I think they're gonna.
I think they should.
I think they should too. They're hot as fuck right now.
They're super hot.
Also, very good looking. I kind of came to terms with that both of them are very good looking.
Oh.
You don't think either of them are good looking?
Jason Jordan is pretty okay, but you think Gable is good looking?
Oh, I totally think Gable's good looking. Oh yeah, he's super handsome. Oh, I'm so into that. Absolutely.
No,
both of them are very good looking. They both have classic American good-looking faces. They both look like classic baby faces.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I mean, I don't think he's ugly. I'm just not sexually attracted to him.
Oh.
Though I have weird wrestling dreams, and the people that I dream about are strange.
Fair. That's fair. That's a good point.
I'll keep that a secret.
Yep. There was one false finish. I think it was Gotch was pinning Gable. Gable did this kick out where he was in a handstand.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, whoa, holy shit.
All four of them are impressive as hell.
Oh my god, they're all so strong. And then when he picked up Aiden English and did that, I thought he was gonna pin him, and then he did that lifted suplex. I was like, oh, okay, so Jordan is not the only one who can do these fucking incredible suplexes. I love that they're the suplex team. They're both so good at them. All of their suplexes look great. They're fucking incredible. I have come around a lot on the Revival. They're not my thing. It's not my demographic.
I don't like calling them the Revival. I just Dash and Dawson.
I've come around a lot on Dash and Dawson.
They're good at what they do.
Yeah.
And they're good at the demographic that they fit.
Right, and I think that they've been the title holders for a minute now, too.
Yeah.
So I feel like Dallas is a good time to get...
I still don't know which is which, though, I gotta be honest.
Oh, I have absolutely no idea.
I still don't know how to tell Blake and Murphy apart either, though.
They have their names on their trunks.
Other than that, but I mean, if you showed me their faces, I would be like, oh, that's Blake and Murphy. And then people would be like, which one is which? I'd be like, the Australian one is
Is Murphy.
Murphy?
Yes, you're right. You're totally right.
Maybe, but I don't know which one is the Australian one.
The one that wears his hair down is Murphy. Oh, the Australian one.
The one with the fun hair?
The blonde one with
teenage girl hair?
Yeah, the one with the teenage girl hair is Blake.
The tween hair?
I think. Maybe. I might be wrong. Who knows? We're gonna get somebody who's like, you guys don't actually know what their names
who cares?
are. Ugh, fuck off. If you want to be polite and correct us, please go ahead. We're fine with that.
Please go ahead. Oh man, what happened at C22? Somebody... Oh god, I'll have to tell you that story. Helena has a funny nerd cred story.
Oh, good.
Oh, what it was is, it was at C2 as a bar. Helena had, Star Wars pants on or something, and somebody was like, oh, cool pants, girl. And she was like, yeah, I like Star Wars. And she pulled out a, Rebel Alliance, wallet, and they were like, oh, cool Battlestar Galactica wallet. And he was like, oh, your nerd cred just went up. And she was like, and yours dropped completely.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, woof.
Woof.
Fact check yourself, bro.
Don't come for me. It was a good show setting a lot up, I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
And if the show could start, Raw starts 90% of the time with Stephanie or somebody talking. Why can't we have NXT start every week with William Regal talking? I'd be totally chill with that.
Absolutely. I want to see as much of William Regal as humanly possible.
We
didn't talk about your wrestling boyfriend having his backstage. That was good. There was a moment where I was like, you're having a little trouble reading these cue cards right now, but there was just this moment where he like stopped and I saw his eyes go off and I was like, oh, okay, you're checking the cue cards. I think part of it is getting used to that WWE style of having a promo handed to you and it's the same problem that Dana Brooke had, where it was like, okay, you have to do this exactly like this, and he's used to an independent and a TNA style where he can...
TNA had writers.
Well, but they have more freedom there, where it's not like, here is word for word what you should be saying, and so I think he's kind of getting used to that, and 90% of it was great.
At least he didn't talk in a baby voice.
Well, that's true. I mean... At least my wrestling...
Baron Corbin had like a little back and forth on Twitter. I saw that.
Oh, really?
Baron Corbin was like, I'm 6'8", not 6'6". And Austin Aries was like, I don't care how tall you are, I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah, that's right. The only time I've ever been excited for a Baron Corbin match.
I wonder if they can do a brainbuster on him.
Ugh, I don't know. How tall is Austin Aries?
Austin Aries can do it on big guys. I don't know if Baron Corbin can take
it. Yeah, that's true.
I want to see a brainbuster. I don't think anybody in WWE does a brainbuster.
Probably not. I would imagine not.
That's my baby boy.
Oh, man. I'm so excited.
Me too.
It's going to be a great match.
Raw?
Let's talk about Raw.
All right, because we have to.
Oh, radio, tell me everything you know. I like to sing with the radio. I like to play it real loud.
All right, did you watch SmackDown?
No, I don't think so. Not this week.
Only two things I would say about SmackDown is I'm officially done with Jerry Lawler.
Really?
I'm not like, it's not even that he said anything particularly bad. I just am done. Like, it's all the like side stuff and like just the like internal phrasing that is just a part of him. Like, there's no changing
part of his
him.
character, yeah.
I'm just... He
Makes
called,
sense.
when he was talking about Jacqueline going into the Hall of Fame, he called her like, oh God, he didn't call her sweetie, but he like basically was like, oh, this gal doesn't take anybody. I don't know. He just like, it wasn't like intentionally diminishing. It was just like, come on. She was so like baller and like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get that.
Just like, it's just ingrained. It wasn't bad and it wasn't like mean. It was just, it's so ingrained in him, like the wrong speech that I'm just like done.
Yeah.
It's done with Jerry Lawler.
Huge part of his character too. And it's weird too because there's that like that discordant feeling with Jerry Lawler because like
I feel like MR hates him.
Yeah, probably. It's weird because I feel like he says all these shitty things about women, and his whole thing was the puppies, and I'm obsessed with women, and his weird personal history with underage women, like that whole thing. But like his whole thing with Andy Kaufman was that he was the defender of women, and like that was his whole thing, is that he came out and was like this women defender, and so like I feel so torn about his character.
It's not even that like I said, he's doing anything particularly bad. It just, to me, it feels like the WWE is changing slowly but surely and moving around him, and he's stuck so hard in the past that even if he doesn't say anything wrong, it's just like he has such an old school style that like it's just not working anymore. Like with Byron and Mark and the King, it's like it's just uneven and weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's my feeling. And then on SmackDown we had like a cool moment with Sasha and Becky and Charlotte and Rick, but they showed that on Raw too.
It's weird. I felt like what normally happens is on SmackDown you get all these Raw replays, and then this week on Raw we got a bunch of SmackDown replays, which is good. It makes SmackDown seem important. It makes you like, oh, maybe I should be watching SmackDown. So I feel like that was smart on their part to do that. It was just surprising.
Yeah. It was a good moment, and it was a solidified Charlotte as a heel, and also, I don't know, solidified Becky definitely as a babyface. She rocks the mic.
She's so good. She's so
rocks
good on
the mic.
Even on Raw when she and Sasha were on the mic, I heard a bunch of people be like, "Oh, get ready for more shrill bickering from the women on the commentary table." Like
it wasn't.
No, I know that if you automatically think women's voices are annoying, you're sexist, straight up. Like, if that makes you uncomfortable, that's your problem.
I'm just not attracted to, like, other races. Like, if you don't think that that's inherently problematic, It is.
It is. It definitely is.
That is a racist thing to say.
Absolutely. This is a quick side note about politics. A lot of people say that about Hillary Clinton, that she sounds really shrill. Guess what? A lot of that is that you're just being super sexist. If
you just won your caucus, you should smile, Hillary. Don't yell.
Right?
How rude.
How dare you? It's just, if you've never in your life said a man's voice is annoying and you're saying a woman's voice is annoying, you're being very sexist. And you might not even realize it. And you should probably check yourself if that's how you feel. Because if you feel that way about men, that their voices are annoying, and also women's voices, you're probably fine. You probably just think their voice is annoying.
I think everyone is.
You probably just think that voices are annoying, and that's fine. But if you only ever have complaints about women's voices, the problem is with you and not with women's voices. Anyway.
Because we all sound the same.
Yeah, all of us. Every single one. Shrill!
Shrill!
Anyway.
Sorry for your headphones.
Sorry.
Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
I totally tuned out at the beginning. I was like, Stephanie's out, yeah, and then Roman came out and I was like, I'm cleaning.
The best line ever I've ever heard from JBL. Shockingly. He has been so progressive lately. It has been so wonderful.
He is somebody, in contrast to Jerry Lawler, he moves with not even just like politically moving with the time, like he's changing and adapting his style to be more modern.
Absolutely.
And to be, I don't know.
He doesn't always say the best things.
No.
But he's trying and he's clearly working on it. And when Stephanie came out, Michael Cole said, Stephanie McMahon, the wife of Triple H. And JBL's immediate comment was, you don't call her the wife of Triple H. She stands on her own, Michael. And I was like, fuck yes!
Yeah.
Good for you! I was like really surprised that he said it and like really, really glad. Like to hear that, especially from someone like JBL who has this like machismo character.
Yeah.
It was great to hear him be like, she does not need to be associated with her husband. She owns this fucking company and is a badass bitch. Like that, I was just so pleased about it. Having the opposite reaction to him as you have to Jerry Lawler, basically.
I feel similar to JBL as you do.
Yeah, he was great. I also loved that Roman shh, and Stephanie's response was, don't shush me. Like, fuck yeah, absolutely not. That whole bit felt real gross. Real gross. I didn't like any of it. Roman was
I have no opinions because I just started cleaning, which I know you don't think because my house is a disaster, but I cleaned one room.
I mean, that's fine. You do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need. But the whole interaction between Roman and Stephanie felt very diminishing. It felt very like, shh, woman, I don't need to hear you speak. And like, I understand that was kind of the deal, but Roman is supposed to be a babyface.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this many times. When babyfaces diminish women, that's not a babyface thing. That's a shitbag thing. And that's a heel move to be really shitty and condescending to people. And like, I get it, she's the authority, whatever. But that was just, it felt very like, stay in your place, woman. Like, really? And like, the audience booed Stephanie when she came out because she's a heel. But then they also booed Roman. Like, okay, kind of.
They don't like him.
People
are booing Stephanie because she's a heel.
Because she's a bad guy. And like, you boo the bad guys, obviously. But like,
obviously.
To be booed immediately coming out. Although I will say, I love that he comes from the back now. I'm fucking done with him coming through the audience.
I think he was like, I don't want to be touched anymore, guys.
I think that he doesn't want to be touched. I also think if they had tried to go into Philly and send him through that crowd, they would have beat the fuck out of him.
I don't think that's true.
Somebody hit Braun Strowman in the face. Like, that is a real thing that happened.
Yeah, I heard that happened.
I saw the video of it and I was like, that dude straight up punched him in the face. Like, grabbed him and punched him in the face. Like, what were you fucking thinking? Why would you do that? And like, if they're gonna do that to Braun Strowman, I do not have faith that they would not try to fuck with Roman. So I hope that he continues to come from the back. That's at least a positive. Staying upbeat about
power of positivity, Aaron.
Roman. Yeah.
AJ, the matches this week were long.
They were long,
but like in a positive way. But it was in a positive way. I thought the length of the matches was good. Like,
yeah, I agree.
AJ versus Kevin was long, but it was good.
It was the Kevin Owens show all fucking night, and he
won Raw.
He won Raw so hard. It was so great. I love it. Oh, that also reminds me. I didn't tell you about this, but I started following through awesome women wrestling Twitter. There's this woman, Kate at Make It Loud, who does a breakdown of how often people are on the show and what their percentage, and what their percentage of the screen time is, and she does it specifically for the Divas Revolution too. The women had 8 minutes and 33 seconds of screen time, 4% of the broadcast, but Kevin Owens had 5 appearances, which is pretty incredible. And like, as sad as I am that the women had so little to do on Raw, it was really nice to see Kevin so much. So that was pretty cool.
Did she count the Snickers bit?
No, she did not. She said that it was not relevant to any of the Raw storylines.
And it wasn't technically filmed at Raw. I think
Right.
it was like a...
Exactly.
But
like, I thought that was a great resource, and I'm really glad that she does that.
I just followed her.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing her continue to do that. So thank you, Make It Loud, for being amazing. She also posted a really great GIF about handling anxiety and like breathing with this animation. And I was like, you're the best. I might not been following you forever. Oh my goodness. So that was pretty cool. So anyway, the AJ Styles Kevin match was great. Super great.
The AJ throughout the show, I liked how this stuff was brought back at the end, in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like the Jericho AJ stuff, like how, AJ Styles from the back and then coming...
Y2 jackass!
With Fandango. Hi, Fandango. What's
Also,
up, bro?
Did WrestleMania 29 not happen? What the fuck? Why was he like, I've never lost to Fandango? Like,
Well, he was just being a jerk.
we know you have.
But he was just being a jerk.
Well, yeah, but it was weird
You're
that they
stupid,
weren't...
Fandango. You're
You're a stupid man! I love it. He calls people stupid man. I love it. It's such a weird heel thing.
It's such like a weird, like, recessed juvenile like insult that is funny.
Absolutely.
You're stupid.
Your stupid face.
I thought the way that they introduced the ladder match was so smart. And
I
the way
agree.
that he set up the three-way and how he introduced people
loved
so
that.
funny. And then like his interactions with Steph, like that ladder match is, I think the two watchable matches right now are the women's title match and the ladder match.
Dean Ambrose's match is gonna be good.
Oh, I agree with that. I just
That
like
spot
all
that
that
he-
Cleveland stuff was, and like I'm in the town and I'm this and that. I was just annoyed by all that. But
Yeah. When Terry
that's the line of Dean Ambrose that I'm not on. The
When
like,
Terry Funk gave him that chainsaw, I was like, "Oh my god, but he's just gonna murder Brock live
he's
on
not
me."
gonna actually.
Well, no, I
he's
know
just gonna
that.
bring it out and then it's gonna get kicked out of his hand.
Well, obviously, but I like what they're doing with Dean, where it's like, here are these hardcore legends who are passing the torch.
Yes, I do
so
like that
very
too.
literally passing the torch to him. I am all about that.
I like it too. I just, I could use a few less like, I'm in this bar with these people wearing green.
I love that he was just talking to no one. I thought they were going to show that he was like talking to some scared bartender. Nope, JK. Terry Funk
That would have
shows
been
up.
funny that he was talking to a scared bartender like, please leave me alone.
I loved the extras in the background when he revved up that chainsaw like, oh my god, we're going to die back here. I was into that. So that I think that can be added to watchable matches. But I agree about the ladder match. I like the way that they set it up. I love that Kevin Owens came very close to breaking that kayfabe line about El Generico too, where a wrestler who's traveled all around the world and used to wrestle in a mask, Sin Cara. Like, oh my. I like gasped and Michael made fun of me. He was like, oh, well, yeah, that was kind of, oh my.
It was good.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I also thought the tag match between the League of Nations and New Day, it looked like every person out there was having fun.
Yeah, they do
Like
look
when
like
they
they're
were
having
going
fun.
back and forth, they were like kind of breaking and laughing and like being silly and like the match was solid. I love that it's called the Booty to Belly.
Yes.
It was just people having fun.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that.
I don't like New Day as a babyface team. I liked their interaction with the League of Nations before, where they were like, y'all are booty, here are the reasons why, each and every one of you, here's your reason that you're booty. I liked that, but I didn't like that they were clearly told
I like
to
that
be...
they're prop comics.
Yes, I did too, actually. But I didn't like that they're clearly being told, like, you're a babyface team now, you can't... Like, Kofi had to say, New Day loves the children. I miss when Kofi was like, we hate your children. I don't give a shit about your children. Like, I miss that, New Day. And it
Yeah.
makes me sad that they're, like, forcing them in this peg. And I hope that the reaction from the crowd and the internet reaction of being like, hey, we realize that you're doing this and this is not working, after WrestleMania will translate into allowing them to get back into those heel style promos.
I think bringing in other tag teams will help that.
Yeah, I agree. And we've talked about that before, too, that it's that New Day really needs new talent to go against. Not necessarily that they need a babyface switch, but against League of Nations, they're going to be a babyface team. So I'm anxious to see what they do with them post-WrestleMania. But at the same time, like, I'm just happy to see New Day, like, all the time. I love New Day. I love all of them.
Did you see the guy in the audience who had a sign that said, I eat booty?
Yes, I did. I saw that sign and I
It
saw
made me
how
laugh
quickly they cut away from it.
so
Like, oh jeez.
Did you also see the sign that said, please bring Vince Russo back?
No.
I was like, really,
Who's that
bro?
idiot?
I don't know. I was like, look, have you not watched any documentaries?
No, thank you.
I'm only going to say this once. Hashtag please stop.
What?
The whole, like, social outcast thing where the commentary just went, it was like that fucking Jimmy Fallon, Justin Timberlake thing. Like, hashtag. It was just Michael, JBL, and Byron Saxton saying hashtag before everything. Hashtag stop.
Hashtag knock it off. Agreed. Hashtag
Also,
agreed.
like, I am not about the social outcast one bit. Bo Dallas, my love for Bo Dallas can't even handle it. It feels like a bunch of improv comedians who don't know how to do improv.
Kinda. I think that's kind of their appeal, though. I like that
There's like a lot of weird like blocking, which doesn't work.
Yes. See,
The like
I disagree.
Axl Rose and Adam Rose thing. Axl Rose. Oh my god, I hate myself. The Axl and Adam Rose thing, that's distracting. It doesn't make sense.
It was
like,
distracting. I didn't hate it though. I like that they're discordant. I like that there is no clear leader. Heath Slater thinks that he's the leader, but like Axl is the one that really comes out the strongest out of them. I love too that Bo Dallas was like, "I'm sorry, please forgive me. I didn't mean to piss you off, Dudley boy." Like I like that. I like that
I don't think it works.
that there's like no.
The audience does not think it works either.
That's probably true. I'm not into that. Like, I think if any other of the four of them was a leader other than Heath Slater, it would gel so much better. I just feel like
Maybe.
he is so abrasive.
I'm just not about it. And I like rooting for weird underdog teams.
yeah.
But
I'm still into it. I haven't gotten. I mean, all four of them are gonna be in the Andre the Giant
they're
Battle
all
Royale.
gonna get thrown out really early.
Well, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I feel like they're using the four of them as a team is a very smart move, and
Maybe.
so I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with them. And like we've said many times, you need low card talent, and they're all great low card talent. And I feel like they, as a team, work well to get all of them on TV. It works well to have them in these tag matches. Like, I like the way that Social Outcasts are being used, even if I don't totally love everything about them. So I like it, but
I just don't. Maybe I will.
I just don't like Heath Slater. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
like
really don't either.
every other part of that group except for Heath Slater.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh well.
Did you notice that there was no Ryback on this show?
I did not notice until you pointed it out, but I was very excited to realize that there was no Ryback on the show.
It was that made me feel pretty good.
Yeah, that was a upswing for Raw. That was nice.
Natty and Charlotte had a good match. I liked Sasha and Becky on commentary. I like Becky a lot.
Yeah.
I'm so hot for Becky.
I thought that the commentary was a little distracting at first, but that was
But that's kind of what when you have somebody like Kevin Owens on comment, like it's less about the match than it is about.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Like that's just the function of that,
right. And like,
we all watched basically the same match on Roadblock, so
right, exactly. So, and that became clear that was the point, is that there was this bickering, and that they're supposed, like, we were only in alliance because we needed it, and now we've separated, and I'm gonna do this, and even if I lose, I'm still gonna be strong. And Sasha's all about, I'm the best, I'm never gonna lose.
dollar store jewelry.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a good line.
That was a great line, and like, it distracted from the match, yes, but like, it was still a pretty decent match. Like, I thought that Charlotte and Natty did the best with what they had, and like,
Agreed.
overall, the whole thing worked well. And I like, too, that the commentary clearly was told to, like, fade into the background in the end of that match, so you got to actually watch them work for a while, too. And,
Right.
like, you were out of it because of this weird commentary scrum, and then... Scum. This weird scum on the commentary. This weird scrum on the commentary. And then you got to
Is
actually,
scrum a
like...
word?
Yeah. Scrum is like a fight. It's like a jockeying for position.
Huh.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Vocabulary. So I liked that too, that there was like that refocus on the match at the end, so you got to see Charlotte be strong and beat Natty in the end. Like, we kind of skipped over all of Natty's babyface hustle, right? But it worked. In the end, it worked.
I think Vince is gonna die.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna sacrifice him to... I don't know what is gonna happen. But that thing... The video package of Shane where everyone's like, look, he does Krav Maga or whatever. I was like, oh, all right. He still punches weird.
Yeah, he does. Apparently those guys are like legit trainers. I don't know. Michael knew who they were by name and was like, are these those guys? And I was like, I don't have any idea yet, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Shane looks great, so obviously something is working.
Yeah.
He's in great shape and he looks fly as fuck, so that's great. I thought for a second that the announcement that Vince made was going to be that someone else was going to fight for Shane and they were going to do this bait and switch, but it looks for real. Like, we're really going to get this match.
We're going to get this fight. I just don't know how the end is going to go.
I think Taker's going to win. I think especially making this...
But then he kills Vince and Shane takes over anyways?
Yeah, it's this, like, there's been this weird thing, like, why would Taker do this? That's kind of been the whole, like, why is Taker agreeing to this to be his bitch? And I feel like this statement of he'll be fired, this will be his last WrestleMania if he doesn't win, was clearly in response to the fact that people were like, I don't understand why this is happening. But at the same time, it sort of like solidifies that Shane is not going to win. Like, this isn't Taker's retirement match. And if it had been set as you lose, you retire, that would have been one thing. But it was you lose, you don't get any more WrestleMania. And so I feel like that kind of sets up that Taker is going to beat Shane. So I don't know. We'll kind of see on that. But I'm glad that they at least tried to address this weirdness about why Taker is just like Vince's bitch. Like,
Vince's bitch.
It's, I don't know. I feel like you're right, though. I feel like we're getting a turn at, like, Taker's going to win and then he's going to beat the shit out of Vince McMahon. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
So the Dean and Strowman match closed it out because I guess Strowman needed something to do.
I guess.
I want to like the Wyatts again. I just don't.
Did
it's
you hear
just like
what happened to Luke Harper?
No.
Fucked up his knee.
And so Bray's got a bad back, and Luke messed up his knee.
Yep, and Braun got punched in the face. He handled it super well. I watched the video of it. There's a video that Death to All Marks, who's great. If you love spoilery stuff, I'm all about that. He posted a video. He, she, they. I don't actually know
Let's
what.
just say they.
I don't know what their gender is.
PC.
Yeah. So they posted a video that showed Luke Harper being checked by the medic, and in that video you can see Braun Strowman being punched in the face, and like he handled it very well. He just pointed the guy out to security and was like, "Get this dude the fuck out of here!" Like, it was the dark match.
This guy punched me in the face.
Right? It was a dark match for Raw. Like, it was almost over, and he still was like, "No, throw this fucker out. I don't care if there's 5 minutes left of this. He punched me in the face. Let's get him the shit out of here." And they ejected him. That's good for you. Good for you, Braun Strowman.
Here's the thing I'm confused about Dean Ambrose.
Yes.
If you don't want to wear a shirt, just don't wear a shirt.
Here's why they don't let him not wear a shirt. I actually know the answer to this.
He had a tube top for like 5 minutes.
Okay, here's the deal. They have not allowed him to not wear a shirt up until now because he has horrific scars on his back from the indies from
When
doing...
he like jumped into fiery barbed wire.
Yeah, and
nails.
doing like strap matches and like being hit on the back with things. If you look really closely, you can still see them. They've clearly been treating his scars, and he's been treating his scars, so they've lessened a lot. And I think that's why they have...
They don't want scary Dean Ambrose to give the children nightmares.
Right, and so I think now that his scars are really reduced, they're allowing him to have his shirt off, and like it plays up to the crazy that he gets a shirt ripped off, and then he's like...
Except for it, like, the shirt getting ripped off all the time in the way that it gets ripped off is distracting and weird, and...
I wish he just didn't have a shirt on.
Just come out and then take your shirt off. I don't know. Just, everyone apparently is into wearing jeans and no shirts, so just do it.
That's fine. But I do like the ripping. I wish that they could figure out how to rip the shirt off of one shoulder first.
Just snap tape.
Yeah, as opposed to like, we're just gonna straight up turn this into a tube top. Like, I wish that was a
like
little
an
more...
old lady mowing her lawn in the summer, tube top.
That is accurate.
Those tube top.
But I do love when his shirt gets completely ripped off. I'm all about that. He looks good without his shirt on. He's in better shape than he's ever been.
Yeah.
Like, and his scars
Nick
are clearly
noticed that
reduced.
the other night too. He was like, "Oh, Dean Ambrose is like."
He's cut now. He looks great.
In way better shape than he used to be.
Yeah, and so I feel like that's part of it too. They're like, your back looks better, you look better, we can kind of allow you to have your shirt taken off every once in a while. And he's like, take it off all the time, motherfuckers, here it goes!
It's just like, it's a weird spot to happen all the time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It's sort of like the taking off of the singlet, where you're like, okay, this is...
Yeah, but that's like, the taking off of the singlet is like, oh, I'm about to end this match.
True.
beast mode. That has purpose. This is just like, oh, my shirt just keeps ripping off. Because it gets ripped off by somebody else, and then he rips it off because he's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Dean Ambrose a lot. There's just so many things that I'm like, oh, I don't know.
You go back and forth on him so much.
But I fundamentally like Dean. There's just things that are part of his character and that they do with him that are corny and annoying to me.
I get that.
That's fair.
I understand.
Let's talk about Lucha. Because it was bananas this week.
Yeah, it was.
It was sexy. Saucy.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Did I tell you in the burlesque number I'm doing for Plan 9 that I worked in a gold dust lab?
No.
I literally, like, we're doing Gotham City Sirens. I'm Harley, and we're in the big, like, fight scene. I, like, slide over on my knees and slap him in the face.
Yes!
And Bobby watches wrestling, so he was like, nice. And I was like, well, nobody else was. Oh, and I also made Nora, or Marie Curiosity, who's Ivy, do a discus clothesline. Or, like, go to do one. She misses. And I was like, nobody else has got any ideas.
I can't wait to see this number.
I'll watch a lot of wrestling.
I'm really excited to see
With
this
my
number.
pigtails clipped to my bookshelf.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My Harley costume. Ooh, I had a fitting. Ooh, girl.
Oh, girl.
Ooh, girl.
Oh, I'm so excited.
My costumer is amazing. She's the best. And her kids are so cute. So cute. Anyways, Lucha.
Anyway.
We're starting. I just wanted to talk about we didn't talk about Goldust or the Dudleys. That's fine. It happened.
Whatever.
I only take notes on so many things.
It's too much.
The beginning of Lucha Underground.
You guys can't see the face that I'm making, and I just realized that.
Oh.
Yeah.
MG, Katrina and Phoenix.
Oh my god. I freaked out.
They're star-crossed lovers!
I freaked out. Like, what?
Also, Phoenix was, like, acting up a storm. I, like, totally believed it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you're heartbroken, but you have to fight.
Yeah.
She's coming for
And
you.
it makes so much sense, too, why she's like, you have to destroy him. Like, you
him.
need to kill him. Like,
Because that's the only way I come back. I hope there's more about this backstory. Like, I want to know everything.
right? And, like,
Where did they meet?
did you know she was dead?
I assumed.
I assumed that she was dead, too.
I mean, that's not fair. No, I didn't assume that she was dead. I just assumed she was a witch.
Well, she's death, right? Like, death is dead. I just assumed that she was dead because she's death.
Maybe I never assumed that she was death, but I guess that makes sense.
Oh, see, I figured as the house of death that she was death. Like, she licks people and kills them, and I just assumed that... Has that not been established?
The lick does not kill them.
Yeah, but it's like a dominance thing.
It's a total dominance thing.
Right,
But it does make sense if she is death and Phoenix is life.
Yeah, it makes sense that, like, she needs him to... Because that, like, the lore of death is like that. That, like, you replace yourself with someone else, and then they become dead.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that's kind of what I assumed, is that she was dead. She's been dead this whole time, and I thought maybe because I watched the first season in a fever dream that I just didn't remember that, but I guess that hadn't been, like, clearly established that she is actually dead.
Her character is way more well-defined this season.
Yes, absolutely. I saw a photo of her from the season 3 premiere taping. Oh, girl. She looks fine as hell. Real good. Doesn't have bangs in the 3rd season.
No!
I know. But she looks good as fuck, so I was like, I can't even be mad. You look so good.
R.I.P. Power Bank.
I know. We just have to enjoy them for the rest of this season.
Where does her power come from?
I don't know. Maybe she's back to life at the end. We don't know, because we're not at the end of the 2nd season yet.
Where do the bangs go?
I know!
What if they have a hair match and they just clip off her bangs?
So she just has these awkward...
Dario Cueto just comes for the power in her bangs. Sorry, that distracted me a lot. Trios champs.
Yes! I assumed they were going to win.
I mean, they had to. If the stipulation was we leave the temple, they cannot leave the temple. They are
Obviously.
The crowd favorite.
Absolutely.
Good match, though. And also, like, I guess they're the disciples of death are dead now?
Are dead. I feel like they're
the, like, light... The light that went out in their eyes, it seemed like that was, like, the magic keeping them, like, alive.
Right. I feel like they're gonna bring back further ones, maybe?
Like different ones, or they
Yeah.
change somebody
Or like,
into
yeah,
disciples.
or like Katrina as Death reanimates them in
Ooh,
some
I
way
don't know.
and brings them
I
back
love that
as-
she was like, don't, and then he killed them, and she was like, oh, fine.
whatever, I guess.
I guess if you're gonna have to kill people.
Yeah.
There were so many good one-liners this.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny Mundo being like, I'm taking you to Slamtown in your little giraffe tights.
Yes. I love that.
I watched it, like, I was like 20 minutes behind. I came home, I started watching it, I pulled up Twitter, and somebody just really big wrote, little giraffe tights! And I was like, what the fuck is that? And it's
Yes.
a wrestling person. I don't remember who it was, but it was a wrestling person, so I was like, what is that a reference to? And I honestly just assumed it was something in, like, New Japan that I'm not watching. And then I started watching, and I was like, little giraffe tights!
That's exactly right. I would not have made that connection. I was like, he does wear giraffe tights.
Has Puma ever said anything? I don't think he has, because last season Conan talked for him.
I don't know. No, he had that backstage segment with,
He's had lots of segments. Has he ever talked?
I think he and Mill have talked. I think.
I don't think Puma's ever talked.
I don't know. Maybe I just have assumed that he talked.
I'm Googling it right now. Has Prince Puma
I feel like he has to have talked.
ever talked? I don't think he has.
He did punch through that bag. That was pretty sweet. I was into that.
It just says looks like he's talking on podcast.
I don't know.
Wait, apparently, yeah, he hasn't talked because it says that he requested to be able to talk somewhere.
Oh.
So he did not talk during season 1.
Really? Man, you're more
But
observant than I
Ricky-
am. I did not know that.
I guess Ricochet must have been like, oh god, I just spelled a picture. He's so good looking.
God, he's good looking.
Yeah, it says, this is from November 2015. Silence is golden unless your former Lucha Underground champ, Prince Puma, aka Ricochet, who has made the request this season for producers to finally allow his character to talk.
So has he talked this season?
I don't think he has yet.
Okay. He has a great speaking voice, so I would love to hear him talk.
I, in my memory, cannot think of a time that he's ever talked. Because he had his manager, Conan, talking for him.
Yeah,
And then in all these
right.
backstage segments, people talk at him, and then he, like, punches and kicks things, which is great. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I've never really thought about it, but I
It's
think
very,
you're right.
it's an interesting,
It's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
I'm now going to be hyper aware of it.
yeah.
Interesting.
That backstage segment or whatever with Rey Mysterio and the young Azteca, badass.
I'm so excited. I'm really excited about it.
Also, I'm excited to see this Azteca guy. I don't know anything about him. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's an indie guy, whatever.
I don't know anything about him either.
Thing that I realized after we recorded last week that I tweeted about, the Moth Lady, cheerleader Melissa.
Yeah, you texted me about it.
I
I
had
was
to-
like 18 question
I
marks.
had
Like,
to
what?
dig for that. I think that's right, but I dug through the internet for
She
that.
was just on Colt Cabana's podcast and gave a great interview and didn't say a fucking word about Lucha. Like,
Well, I think it was supposed to be a surprise.
oh, it definitely was.
And nobody, like, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think that's right. I really had to dig for it, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so excited
Which
about that.
makes us, because we were like, she was walking weird in that outfit, which could have just been, like, the hindrance of the outfit. But, like, if that's her, then we know, oh, well, the matches will be good.
Right, exactly.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
The crew left Chavo on his own.
I loved it. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the crew. Their storyline doesn't really compel me. It never really has. I'm
more invested now that one of them is an undercover cop, though.
Yeah, me too. I'm into that. I like that a lot. I'm excited to see more of what that brings from that storyline. But I just like Chavo Guerrero, even Tejano. Like, I've never really cared about Tejano, but this was a good match, and I
Just
really
let him
liked
have a
it.
mustache. It was a really good match. Those chops, holy shit.
Yeah.
The guy in the audience was like, just grabbed his own chest, like, oh, fuck, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, it was a good match.
Yeah.
It was a really good match.
I really enjoyed it, and I like that. What do they call it?
bull rope?
A bull rope. Yeah, I like that bull
Large
rope
Is
style.
it a bull rope? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like that. I thought that was good. I love that they whipped the shit out of him with it afterwards.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Like,
Chavo Guerrero is such a good heel.
yes, he is. He's a great heel.
I mean, the Guerreros are great heels.
yeah, classic Guerrero. That's like their whole MO, obviously.
That's like their whole MO.
Whatever. Urgh.
Yeah. Cheerleader Melissa is Mariposa.
Okay.
Boom.
Boom.
I was like an undercover detective last week.
That's right.
I mean, I'm sure it was out there. I just, like, really had to dig for it personally.
I'm surprised you didn't find Lucia spoilers looking for that information.
No, I didn't, thankfully, because
Good
I
for
would
you.
cry many big fat tears. Tomorrow night, which it would be yesterday if you're listening to this, is Aztec Warfare, and I'm flipping excited.
Yep.
It looks baller. It looks so... I'm going to be at rehearsal, and as soon as I get home, I'm going to be like,
Yep.
let's do this.
Yep. That's why we were making sure that we talk about that next week.
Yeah, we will be talking about Aztec Warfare, because there's no way I cannot talk about Aztec Warfare.
I'm so excited. We're going to see Rey Mysterio wrestle. Hell
Yeah.
yes.
Hell to the yeah.
Hell to the yes.
So good. I'm so excited. I love Lucha Underground. I'm glad we talked about it last because it's such a good, like,
Right? I was feel so cleansed by it.
cleansed
just
by
have
Lucha
this, like-
Underground.
We have like rage boner for Raw, and then we're like,
It's
Lucha!
just- we're also inconsistent. It's like, this was good. This was problematic. This was okay. This is annoying. Like, where it's Lucha, it's like,
Everything is great. Some things are okay. Most things are great.
95% of things are great.
Yeah.
And then,
And then.
that fucking match.
It was incredible. It was an incredible match.
Every time those two are in the ring together, it's like pure magic.
I'm such a mark about mask culture. Like, Alberto Del Rio tries to rip off Kalisto's mask, and I'm like, how dare you? Why have you done this? Even though I know it's never going to happen. He's never
Right.
going to take his mask.
I don't know. Last season we got a mask ripoff. That was a match.
Yeah.
It was ugh.
This was intense, though. Like,
Yeah.
their masks were
Bloody.
They were bloody. Their masks were in tethers.
In my
Muertes
head,
has
has
hair.
hair. I was just about to say that. I was like, in my head, he did not have hair.
I thought he was
I
bald.
thought he was bald, and I thought Phoenix had hair and he was bald.
I was so surprised by both of these
I
things.
was really surprised.
We got
by
to
both of
see
those.
so much of Phoenix's face. I was like upset about it. Like, legitimately, not like, I don't want to see your face, but like,
your face,
how
bro.
dare you? Also, did you know, side note, did you know Rey Mysterio's masks are made by fucking Louis Vuitton?
That's hilarious.
I love it. I thought that was great. Bill Hanstock told me that, and I was like, what? Are you for
I
real?
mean, if you can have a Louis Vuitton wrestling mask,
Why not?
I have a cheap one from Pilsen that I got for my birthday.
Really?
Yeah, have I not showed it to you?
No.
Oh yeah, I will take a picture of it, I'll
Fantastic.
put it on.
That's so great.
It's
But
great. I look sexy in that mask. I was like, oh, I look hot.
I want to be a mass wrestler. That'd be so great. But I had just learned that, and like, masks are expensive, and then to watch them just tear each other's masks apart was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Whoa.
oh man, like I just can't get over that Bill Muertes has hair,
But like beautiful hair.
beautiful hair, and like
Like
I don't.
thick Alec Baldwin hair.
I don't like it though. I don't want to know that, like, he should be bald. I don't want to know that he has so much hair under there. I don't want to know that you have beautiful hair that I can't see, like, with your creepy eyes and then all this beautiful. Oh man.
It made him seem really alive.
Yeah, it did.
The hair.
You're right. It did make
The
him
hair
seem
made him
very
seem
alive.
really alive because it was so luxurious.
He has very luxurious hair.
Super pretty.
Oh my god. But oh man.
Phoenix,
He has-
got the championship.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he did. That was
And then she was like, next week, I'm gonna get you.
yeah. I like that. I was like, did you let this happen
so
on
surprising.
purpose? What's happening? And then I was
Yeah.
like, no bitch. No bitch.
So surprising.
Yeah, I was like, there was a moment where I was like, he's got to win, right? Like, obviously, but that's a very WWE way to do that,
Right.
to have this person win. But it was shocking and very exciting, and like
for
it's-
such like a long match and a brutal match, it was just like boom, bam, one,
yeah, absolutely,
which
And
is like good. It was,
Yeah.
it was exciting.
I
And tomorrow is gonna be bananas.
oh, I'm so excited! I can't wait.
It's gonna be so good.
Everyone
Also-
listening already knows. Do you think that Phoenix retains?
I don't know
I don't know either.
because also Dario Cueto is coming back.
Hell yeah, he's
And
coming
his
back.
brother is scary. His brother is like Luchador Bane.
He's everything I wanted him to be. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I wish.
apart from him being an actual like Minotaur, he's everything I wanted. In my head, he was a Minotaur. I gotta be completely honest. In my head, I was like, he's a Minotaur.
That was my only thing, is like, his mask was scary. I wish it had been scarier.
I'm sure, but like
But he's covered in blood. I'm
covered.
interested to see
I love
if
that Black Lotus is just like She's like a teenager. She's like, I'm so disinterested in all of
Right?
this.
Like, I don't give a shit.
I was on this warpath and then I killed this guy and now I don't care.
Now, whatever. I guess we're going to the temple. Cool. Hair flip. But,
Check my Twitter.
like, he... Coming out covered in blood, at first I was like, what's all over you? Oh my god, you're covered in blood. Okay, alright,
He's
well.
been, like, fed people.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see him wrestle.
I'm so excited for all of us.
I want to see Black Lotus be actually introduced into the temple. I'm really excited to see Dario Cueto come back. Like, what's going to happen? How is his interaction with Katrina going to be? What's his brother's name?
Scary.
Scary? Okay, I wonder what Scary is going to be like.
It's not scary for now.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is, so Scary. I'm very excited to see what Scary's wrestling style is like. I love that Lucha has, every episode this season has introduced new content. Luis. Every week has introduced new content, has introduced new characters,
Wait, no, Luis is the guy that actually plays him. Luis Fernandez Gil is the actor who plays Dario Cueto.
Yeah.
Look, Googling is not helpful sometimes.
Doing it in the moment, y'all. Doing it on the fly. I know, total side fact about the guy, Luis, who plays Dario Cueto. He's like a Spanish soap opera star. And they hired him.
Did you know that he holds a black belt in judo?
I did know that. The reason that they
now I'm just reading his Wikipedia.
The reason that they hired him is because Mexican versus Spanish is a very big thing.
Right.
Like, and so to introduce a Spanish man as the head of a Mexican temple is
like already like a huge heel move.
Right, exactly. And so I thought that they used that very well in the first season, and now he's like that smarmy heel too. And like, he's great. Like we've talked before about his acting is fantastic. Like, he's doing a great job, and I'm excited to see him come back. And it'll be interesting to see how his dynamic.
I just got a spoiler.
Oh, girl, what are you doing?
I didn't mean to. I
Get
didn't know
off.
that Wikipedia had spoilers.
Of course it does. Fucking smart marks update that shit as it happens. You should know that. I don't want to know. I don't want to.
It's not that big of a spoiler. It's actually kind of exciting, but like,
I don't want to know anything.
sorry, I didn't know that he was Spanish.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of part of us being white is that we can't tell the difference between a Spanish accent and a Mexican accent, which is, you know, I will own up to that. I cannot tell the difference between those accents just hearing them. But yeah, he's a Spanish man, and I like knowing that too. I like knowing that there's that like extra part, that extra heel poke at the Mexican wrestling fans too. I thought that was very smart of them, and I'm excited to see how he and his brother interact and what it's gonna be like to see them be introduced
He's out of the
temple.
cage.
Yeah, exactly. So there's just so much exciting stuff happening.
So much.
It's so wonderful.
Calm down, Aaron.
As if.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's it for this week.
We just like talked about Lucha, and then all of our energy just like
We just
dropped through the floor.
Ramped ourselves up, and then we're like, oh yeah, next week we just go home to WrestleMania, I guess.
I mean, the problem with WrestleMania is that I feel like every year nobody's excited, and then it happens, and it's usually really good.
Yeah, I remember going into
Sounds
it last
like
year.
Cena v. Rock.
Right, and like, even then. What the fuck is Rock doing at WrestleMania?
I don't know, but the only packages they're showing to pimp WrestleMania is like, The Rock, he's here.
Right.
He's coming back. He comes back all the time.
What is he gonna do, right? Like, I don't... It's so weird that this last year has sort of made me hate The Rock.
Yeah.
I'm, like, tired of The Rock. I'm tired of his weird promos.
I'm tired of The Rock in wrestling.
Yeah, like, I love Dwayne Johnson. I'm totally into him as a human being. I'm just over him in wrestling. Like, come back or don't come back. Be a legend or be a superstar. I don't care. I just don't want this, like, are you here? Are you not here? You love wrestling, but you don't care, but you're not cleared to wrestle, but that's how we set it up last year. Like, it's just, it feels like they're only throwing him in because people love The Rock. And like, I'm kind of done with that. Like, are you going to be the host? Like, that's fine.
Maybe.
But say that. I just want to know what The Rock is doing. I'm just tired of this, like, they keep showing promos of him wrestling, and he's not gonna be wrestling. And so that is also really annoying. Like, I want to see The Rock wrestle. Yes, absolutely. I would love to see The Rock wrestle, but I know I'm not gonna, so I'm over it.
I'm over this video package.
So over it.
I'm sure it will be a good show. If
Yeah.
for nothing, the women's match and the ladder match.
Absolutely. Like, there are gonna be good matches. I'm really excited about individual pieces. It's just the show as a whole. I'm like, well, what are we doing here exactly?
We'll see. We'll see.
We will see.
Also, I didn't realize this. Oh, WWE Network has this cool thing. I fell down a hole last week because, honestly, I watched NXT and then I was so lazy. I was like, ugh, I don't want to turn it back to regular TV and turn on my Xbox. I'll just see what else is on the network, which is why I watched Edge and Christian's show. And then WWE has, like, a thing, like, best WrestleMania matches, best, like, they, like,
Yeah, their best
curated
of
it.
packages are great.
Best of packages. I watched the first Money in the Bank, which Chris Benoit was in, and they kept that in, which I was like a little like, oh, okay.
He's very essential to a lot of storylines, and so I feel like they are like...
But also I feel like as more information about CTE and stuff has come out, like, it's not that what he did is excusable in any way ever.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, but I think there's a lot more understanding about it now.
Right.
So it's like, it's not okay that this happened, but it's something that's not as wholeheartedly scrubbed.
Right. It's not as
Oh, we
taboo
did not
anymore.
talk about Hulk Hogan winning...
Oh, yeah! We should have
What-
talked about that in the news. I totally forgot about that. I've been, like, really closely following it.
A lot of money.
So he, in his settlement, the jury awarded him, what was it, $115,000?
And then an extra like
$25 in punitive damages. So
$25 million.
$25 million.
Not $25.
No, not $25. $25 million. It's going to appeals. That's the whole thing. Gawker kind of knew it was always going to go there. A lot of people are saying that Hulk is never going to see any of this money. I kind of disagree. Here's the thing about this whole trial, if you haven't been following it.
Aaron.
Gawker released this sex tape of Hulk Hogan. The whole trial is about
Privacy.
And Gawker is like, First Amendment rights. We should be allowed to release this. And this jury was like, yo, bro, guess what? That's not how the First Amendment works.
Yeah.
And I also feel like this case
I feel like there in this country is such a fundamental misunderstanding of the First Amendment.
Oh my God.
And the Second Amendment and the Constitution kind of completely.
I saw someone tweet the other day, like, are you seriously suggesting that the First Amendment only applies to the government? Yeah. That's how the First Amendment works. That's literally what the First Amendment is. It doesn't protect you from corporations or from anything else. It's literally just the government. Maybe read up on how that works. That's probably important. But I feel like the whole thing about this is that this jury is trying to set a precedent about sex tapes in general.
Yeah.
And what that means for celebrity culture.
And that kind of stuff.
Right.
Or like photos.
Right. And non-consensual release of sexually explicit material. And part of me is nervous about that, and another part of me is like, maybe this will finally scrub our obsession with sex tapes, because if you release a sex tape, you're gonna get fucking taken to court about it.
Yeah.
And you should have to pay out the fucking nose for it. And I am on the record so many times about how problematic Hulk Hogan is, but I do believe that he deserves this verdict. I don't know that he necessarily deserves all of the money that they awarded him, and that'll be determined.
Don't worry, his lawyers will take a lot of it.
Yeah, and also, like, that will be determined in the appeals court, and that kind of everyone knew that's where this was going.
Right.
But it's exciting in the fact that they're setting this precedent of privacy is important, and sex is something that should be yours to control, and that
Yeah, if you want to post a picture of your boobs online, whatever.
Great, you should be able to do that.
Follow my Instagram.
That's part of your right, and that's like part of your own free personal speech that you can do that. But when people take that option away from you,
it's about agency, intent,
exactly,
and context.
Absolutely,
That's
and
my 3 rules.
Right, exactly, and like that is important, and I think that this is an important step in that direction. Even if this is not the final piece in that puzzle. It's Hulk Hogan, and like that's its own problems that it's Hulk Hogan, but it is great that this jury was like, nah, Gawker, don't be pulling this shit anymore. So
Gawker.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in the appeals court. But that did happen.
It did happen.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys, we got to it.
We got it. We didn't forget. It took us a whole episode, but
we got it.
But we got it. What was I trying to say? Oh, I watched the match from WrestleMania 17, which was the McMahon Shane versus Finn's with Linda drugged up, and I was like,
the one where she like stands up very dramatically.
Yeah, and the whole Stephanie McMahon, Daddy's little girl, and I was like, hey,
her crazy crimped hair,
her wonderful crimped hair. A, there's so many bad things about this, and B, we already did the storyline.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Maybe this
Yes, we
time
did.
we can keep drugged women out of it.
It looks like it so far.
So far, knock on wood. You
Knock on
never
wood.
know.
Right? Linda McMahon might come back and be like, yeah, drag me up for... Oh, wait. No, she won't. That's never happened.
Oh, wait. Linda McMahon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
If you want to find us on the internet, you can do that. You can follow us on Tumblr at notyourdemographic at tumblr.com.
notyourdemographic.tumblr.com. You can email us at notyourdemo@gmail.com.
You can find Stella at Stella_cheeks.
You can find Aaron at EarnGenC.
And you should comment and rate and subscribe on iTunes. That all is very helpful. It helps more people find us, and it's all good things. I promised you I was going to review it on
Yeah,
this
you haven't
weekend.
reviewed it. I reviewed it twice.
I know. I did not do it this weekend. I'm sorry. I'm on spring break for a week, and so I spent Saturday and Sunday doing shit, not anything, and it was the most wonderful thing in the world. I didn't open my computer. It was great.
We did get a new review from my my new buddy on Twitter where we talk about wrestling and Drag Race.
Yes.
I'm just DEO. He said, hilarity, a refreshing take on pro wrestling that isn't just bros complaining about stuff. Their outlook is great and their banter is hilarious. Loving it so far.
Yay!
New friends!
New friends! Thank you.
Also, like, you should watch Drag Race if you don't, because it's great. My best friend, who I've been trying to get to watch Drag Race all the time, he finally, 8 seasons in, wrote on my Facebook, Drag Race has got me. And then I just sent him a picture of RuPaul laughing.
Perfect.
If
Perfect.
nothing, watch it for RuPaul's new obsession with hats.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a thing.
Well, my.
Well, my.
If you can't love yourself,
How the hell are you gonna love anybody else? Can I get an amen?
amen!
Peace to jabronis.
FABULOUS. FABULOUS, yes. Diamonds on my neck. Yes, I'm fabulous. They keep hating on me, I don't stress. Don't got time for this, 'cause I'm fabulous. Capiche?
Nice.
Super classy.
V classy.
That isn't just the sound of the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class high-strength steel and aluminum frame being formed. It's the sound of conviction. Conviction that created a lighter, quicker, and more efficient C-Class, whose beautiful form commands attention, while its more powerful, fuel-efficient engine demands to be driven. This is what conviction sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class.